From the world-famous Field Club here at Banc of California Stadium. This is full time, and this is your Champions League match day 7, round of 16, leg 1. All right, so we joined you last week, and we filled in the 4 games from a week ago. We had 4 more games here, and you can always ask for more in these games, but man, they gave you a lot. We'll start with the games from today. And the one that everyone was looking forward to the most, Real Madrid hosting Manchester City from the Bernabeu. This game was scoreless at halftime, and I tweeted at the time that this was, I know there's no goals, but I could not have been more entertained. It was beautiful football. It was intense. It was fast. It was technical. I loved it. Then the second half started, and it got even better, where you had some goals. Real Madrid scored through Isco, and then the response from Man City to take the tie and, for all intents and purposes, book their spot to the quarterfinal. I know that sounds a bit extreme, but Manchester City, who I really believe, and I said this last week, are going to rally around the ban that they had, the ban from UEFA where they can't go to the Champions League next year and the following. I think that's out of their mind, and now they're singularly focused on this, not the Premier League, not anything. I think that really helped them in a big picture. They're a very talented team. It doesn't take a whole lot for them. But I think they're through. Real Madrid, as improved as they have been from last year, they can't score goals. They're going to have to score 2 at the Etihad. I don't think it's going to happen. Manchester City is a really good home team. Sergio Ramos is suspended. I think you can almost overlook that because, look, I don't want to say this, but Real Madrid, I think you could say this about a lot of teams right now in the round of 16. I think you can put 4 teams through to the quarterfinals already. Manchester City, Leipzig, who are just got the goal at Tottenham Hotspur, but I think they'll turn it on in the second leg. Bayern Munich, who we'll get to them in a moment, who thumped Chelsea. I thought people would be surprised by that, but they were not. I was not. And Atalanta, after what they did to Valencia. So you have 4 teams, I think, already through. And then the other 8 will compete for the other 4 spots. This competition was wide open. I think you could start to identify the teams that you can trust a little bit more. I think Manchester City is a team I trust a little bit more. I thought they might fall a little bit short this season for a lot of reasons. They just haven't been as explosive, but they really impressed me today. You know, you can win me over in a whim. That's what I do. I will talk about Real Madrid and the issues that are there. I can't score goals. Defensively, way improved. Cannot score. Don't have a backup plan. Guys missing. Toni Kroos didn't start. That was surprising. Gareth Bale, a guy who comes in and it's just rudderless. Outside of Benzema, no one you can trust who could score goals. So Real Madrid they're going to be all right. They've adjusted from Cristiano Ronaldo. They will be all right, but it's not going to be this year. It's not going to be the Champions League. Their focus, certainly, to make it a Spanish league title, get that away from Barcelona. The other game was a real eye-opener. I don't think there's any reason to think Juventus won't make the quarterfinals, despite their 1-0 loss to Lyon here in the round of 16. But there are some signs there that really make you concerned. Lucas Toussaint with the goal for Lyon. I would like to say this about Lyon. That French club, it's not a little club, but it's not a huge club, seemingly always make the knockouts and always give you some European memories. We need Lyon. The competition's better because Lyon is in it. And I think whether they make the quarterfinals or not, and I don't think they will, we really have to stop and applaud what they're able to do. And what they did in the first leg was prevent Juventus with Cristiano Ronaldo, Paulo Dybala, Miralem Pjanic, with all the depth, Juan Cuadrado, superstar team. They prevented them from getting a shot on goal. That is very difficult to do. So I would have ruled Lyon making it out. Juventus have been really spotty. They get you excited, but much like Real Madrid, you get excited. Juventus 3 weeks ago had the Serie A, looked like they were going to run away with it, and then they sputtered, losing games, allowing Inter to take the lead, allowing Lazio to almost get in front of them. It's puzzling. So I think when you look at Juventus, you can't trust them. You can't trust Real Madrid. And Real Madrid probably on their way out of this competition. Still a lot to go. Look forward to in that. Maurizio Sarri, after the game, and this is more reason to be puzzled and troubled by the state of Juventus, said, "It's hard for me to convince them to move the ball fast." I don't even know what that means. I don't know. This is how you do it. You pass the ball and move it faster. Obviously, you do that in Italian. Don't do it in English because it may not be received, except for a couple players. We'll go back to the games on Tuesday, and Bayern Munich. I had PSG as my favorite to win it, and I'm not that kind of guy that would ever say, well, I had them from the beginning, so I'm going to stick to my pick. I will never say that, because you know what? It's dumb. If you see a team that's better than the team you picked, switch it. And that's what I've seen with Bayern Munich. They have been invincible. They look like they were made for the Champions League. They score goals. They don't allow goals. They have an incredible team spirit. They have a great story with Hans Flick, the coach. Remember when Bayern Munich last won the Champions League, that Jupp Heynckes take over, and maybe we have a similar thing developing there. It's a great story, but clearly the players and the coach are aligned. I think Bayern Munich will eventually end up winning the Bundesliga, even though it's tightly contested. 3-zip. I've already taken Chelsea out. Frank Lampard did not have a game plan. I was watching that again going, you're at home. Why are you defending like this? And no game plan. It was like Jose Mourinho didn't have a game plan. I talked about that. Well, Frank Lampard, I think, is learning about coaching. Maybe the long rope we thought he would have at Chelsea is getting a lot shorter. Some concern for Bayern Munich when you look ahead. They're going to be missing Robert Lewandowski for a month. This is a guy that's going to be hard to replace. They're not a deep team. So Thomas Müller may move up there. They have Philippe Coutinho, who's possibly an option there, who's a luxury player at this point that they can move in. Serge Gnabry, who's maybe been their best player, not named Lewandowski, could also see there. I'd be worried about the injuries for them. Kingsley Coman came off, but they say he'll be all right, just needs a few days rest. 16 shots to 9 for Bayern at Chelsea. Decisive advantage in the possession as well, telling me that this is a really good team. So that's my pick. I like PSG too. Remember, they have to reverse things at Dortmund. I don't think that'll be the end of the road for them, but concerns. Bayern is, to me, moved ahead. That's it. I can't put Liverpool on there. Liverpool are not the same team in the Champions League as they are. I put Man City ahead of Liverpool in the Champions League. That's an honest. And I picked Liverpool to win it the last 2 years, and I was right almost twice. So this is not an English thing. By the way, I think there is a concern about the quality of the English clubs a year ago, because this bottom dropped out. Without that Man City result, it would be a huge concern. Chelsea and Spurs are gone. Remember, you had 2 European teams in the final of the Champions League and 2 teams in the final of the Europa League. Liverpool, I think, are going to be really stretched. I don't see them making it to the end. Man City have a shot. The draw will certainly go a long way, but the drop in quality from one year to the next is, I can't explain it, but if somebody can, by all means, please help us out here. Final game, Napoli won, Barcelona won. Dries Mertens, a beautiful goal for Napoli, and then they just defended, and then Barcelona came in again, and finally were able to tie it. Probably should have went ahead. I was impressed with, I'm critical of Barcelona many times, but I was really impressed with what they were able to do. 67% of possession. Didn't rely super heavily on Lionel Messi, which is always a good sign. Best game I've seen from Sergio Busquets in a long time. He assisted on the goal that would eventually end up with Antoine Griezmann. Promising development from Barcelona. Again, not a team I think can win it, but I think a team that with the right draw can at least get close, and then you never know. You get to semifinal, weird things happen. Certainly there. Arturo Vidal gets a red card. I think he's essential because they need that toughness in that lineup. But all in all, a good day for Barcelona. I think they will move through. So Bayern already through. Barcelona will get through. Those were my picks ahead of it. I did pick City. I think they are through. And I picked Juventus, and they'll get through, although it's going to be a little by the seat of their pants. That's it. We'll be back next week. We're going to get teams to the quarterfinals. Subscribe to Full Time. Leave your comments for us to share. And I'll get some new clothes, although this shirt is pretty dapper.